Welcome to the Axiom. New file detected. Launching file. Error. No game audio detected in file.
Hey guys, Leo from the future again. So if you saw my last video, you know that it had the issue where it recorded with no gameplay audio. So I had to go in and fix the game audio myself. Unfortunately, I do my recordings in pairs as like I do 2 episodes in one recording. So this episode also has no game audio. So I'll be applying the same fixes I did in the last video. I'll be doing all of the spoken dialogue myself, as well as importing songs in from the soundtrack. So once again, I apologize for the inconvenience, and I still hope you enjoy the video. How's it going, everybody? My name is Leo, and today we are continuing to extract Where the Water Tastes Like Wine from the Axiom. When we last left off, we had met 2 new characters, the gambler and the preacher, and gotten chapter 1 of their stories done. And today we are going to continue along the south coast. I'm actually going to stop in Jacksonville. I was going to hitchhike, but we're going to go ahead and evolve a story, because apparently stories that aren't evolved don't seem to do much. Okay, so the man with the newspaper. A man who swam into the ocean to escape his troubles. Hold on. You're shocked. It's the story of the man on the beach in Miami despairing about the future +2? Is that like... Did they like... So... Is that something that was left in by mistake, where like you have to get to a certain number for the eye to open, and like +2 is how much it gets you closer to that number if you use that story? It's all made up. Alright. The man who swam into the ocean to escape his troubles. Let's go ahead and evolve another story, and then let's just keep heading down the coast. Oh, this is something new. The waitress at this diner is sharing an outlandish tale with one of her regulars. I heard it from my sister-in-law, she says. It happened to her daughter's friend, it's true. She notices you listening. Hey, have you heard this one before? She regales you with a story about the man who ate only molasses. Halfway through, you realize it's the story of the man who made molasses, but highly embellished. What do you think about that? The waitress exclaims. It's an interesting tale. Sure is, she agrees, and true every word of it. So it is interesting, because they said at the beginning about how, like a grain of truth was better than a lie and stuff like that. How dare you? Car? But anyway, it's... I don't know, it's just interesting that, even though he said, like, is a tarnished truth better than a shining lie, like, I don't know if what's happening to my stories, the way they're evolving. Like, I know the grain of truth is still there, but I don't know, is there a point where a truth becomes a lie if it's evolved enough? I don't know. Can I evolve another story here in Miami? Whoa. Did you guys see that? I'm pretty sure it flashed Washington State for a second. Did it almost load the wrong area? Alright, so the man reads the newspaper. I mean, I thought that might be the story, but I wasn't sure if they would outright say it. So yeah, Ichabod Crane in Sleepy Hollow. Huh. That's cool. Because that's something that everyone knows. I wonder if, because like the Thunderbirds, I feel like is something else that I have heard of. So I'm wondering if like it would be so cool if all 237 of these stories ended up evolving into stories that are well known. Like someone said in the comments that the one about the devil, the goat by the river in that one story was actually the Jersey Devil. And I wonder if that story can evolve into the story of the Jersey Devil. And like maybe the story of the two women who got into a shootout with the cops for bootlegging, maybe that can evolve into like Bonnie and Clyde or something like that. I don't know. And I wonder if the Leatherman is a real thing in Connecticut. I don't know. Let's go ahead. Oh, I'm sleepy now. I don't see anything around to cure that. Let's just go ahead and hear a story. Oh, this is something new. This bar is crowded with people from every walk of life. Businessmen, young men in money overalls, and a crowd of girls in slinky dresses, preparing their blood alcohol content for a night on the town. But it's the squat, sharp-eyed man in the fedora who catches your attention. He launches into a wild story about the vigilantes who hunt grave robbers across the Midwest. Halfway through, he stops, recognizing the look on your face. You know this one? You tell him the story about the grave robber at the burial mound. That's it? I think I like mine more. It's more exciting, sure. So that's why I'll keep telling it my way, he says. Let's get another round, and do a competitive test on the other folks here, shall we? By the end of the night, the whole bar agrees the new version is better. It might be because your new friend bought them all drinks. Move on. The vigilantes who hunt grave robbers across the Midwest. I wonder if that's going to evolve into like the story of Indian ghosts who curse people who rob graves. I don't know. So now we are in... Okay, so that's Tallahassee, which tells me we're still in Florida.
Excusez-moi? Beckoning you over, the woman shows you a letter, beautifully typeset on thick vellum. You're struck by the scent of a fancy department store? She points on the parchment to the address. This address, you know? Her accent is very thick.
Justice, huh? Take a closer look.
You read the first paragraph. Lorem ipsum dolor sit amet, and the address under the monogram in the letterhead. 12345 Road Street,
Oh, no.
Anytown, USA. The woman leans over your shoulder. Yes, you know this place? She asks. Poor woman. She's been tricked.
Yeah, lorem ipsum. I don't know if that's actually Latin, but I know that's what comes up if you like... That's like the default. Isn't that the default text that comes up? If you like make a new text box in like some programs, it automatically fills in the text with that. Oh man. make something up? Why would I do that? So the Empress or Justice? I guess let's go with the... I mean, I don't want to make something up, because then she'll just keep asking where it is. Let's let her down easy.
This place doesn't exist, you try to explain, as loudly and slowly as possible. Of course she'll exist, the woman snorts, thumping a fist to her chest. You struggle to make yourself understood, but the poor woman whisks the litter away and stomps down the street. Ah well, c'est la vie.
Did she think I was trying to say that she doesn't exist? Is that what she thought I was telling her? I didn't even see what that said. Hang on. That was the Empress. A mysterious woman with a letter delivery in the southeast. Let me go ahead and get some sleep. Oh, okay. It's the teacher again. Alright, let's see what's going on in Tallahassee. Let's go ahead and get this story and then evolve another story.
Electric lamps stipple the cotton field before you with orange light, moving like a group of lethargic fireflies. From the field, the voices of the workers reach you in a soulful, united song.
Rest nearby.
You're gently lulled to sleep as the song floats over you. Well, oh lordy, pick a bale of cotton. Well, oh lordy, pick a bale a day.
Doze off.
You're pulled out of your slumber by a woman's pained scream and a collection of shouts rising from the field.
Focus on the noise.
The woman's screams taper off, soon replaced by the raw cries of an infant. Applause briefly fills the night, eventually fading back into song. Oh lordy.
Wake up.
You wake up to the gentle crescendo of the worker's song, unsure if it ever ceased at all.
Move on. The dreams in the cotton field at night. Did I just lose sleep? I didn't? Or did I gain sleep? I'm not sure. Hear a story. Okay, so it's the soup line again. The spectral riders who hunt the ghosts of buffalo. The last born buffalo. I know that story. The spectral riders who hunt the ghosts of buffalo. Interesting. So I wonder... So there's another city coming up, that's probably New Orleans. There's quite a few people in the middle of America who I haven't seen. But I think that the best thing for me to do would probably be to keep wandering the coast. And then go around the middle. That way I can keep gathering stories, and then once I meet people I can have many stories in my arsenal. And I need money, so let's go ahead and do this. Huge store. Oh, okay. This is the same. I see a story all the way up there in Montgomery. Let's go ahead and grab this one, head to Montgomery, and then head back down to the coast.
No fence, gate, or sign marks the entrance to the cemetery. Just a moment ago, you weren't surrounded by graves, and now you are. How long have you been stepping on dead folks, fully unaware?
Observe a grave.
A wood board, bleached white. Unknown. The word was painted on black by a steady hand, each letter signed with a flourish. Whoever made this memorial had more compassion than money.
Do I want another story for the sun? Do I want... The tower would be... bad. Let's go ahead and hold a moment of silence.
You're already quiet, so maybe it's silly, but you instill that silence with intent. What else could someone do?
Be still.
A sparrow calls. Seems birds don't have much respect for the dead. You notice the grave marker isn't dug into the ground, just propped up on a tree.
I wonder if I wonder if I would have gotten a whippoorwill if I had just looked around. Straighten marker.
Looks nicer now, but unmoored as these markers are, this grave in front of this tree, does this memorial even belong to it?
That'd be sad. Move on. The anonymous grave. Alright, let's head up to Montgomery. Search here.
The blistering sun has scared even birds into the shade, but a middle-aged woman and a young couple are still collecting scraps of cotton that the machinery missed. With a ragged voice, the older woman calls to you. Got any water?
Let's keep going with the world, sure.
The three of them rush over to you, suddenly reanimated. They pass around your canteen. When you get it back, it's empty. The woman squeezes your hand and sighs with relief. Sweetest thing I ever tasted, she tells you.
Move on. Oh, whoops. The thirsty cotton pickers. Okay, So we have another story right here. I'm not quite sure how to do this. If I want to go, like, in, or stick with out, Mobile, Alabama, because I see another story over there.
His smile lights up the room, or rather, the cab of the locomotive. Folks gather round as he holds the pull cord. He's a showman through and through. You'll want to cover your ears now for this next part.
Cover ears.
Sure doesn't help much. The engineer pulls that chain and a whistle blasts inside your skull. He just smiles through it all. Man must be half deaf.
Darnation.
A round of applause erupts from the small crowd. He passes out bubble gum to the shell-shocked kids, half of them in awe, half in tears.
Get shuffled on.
Remember now, who gets you there on the advertised? Casey Jones. Everyone's all talk as they head back to their seats. That engineer sure is handsome, gosh, and that whistle sounded just like a whippoorwill, didn't it? Ain't this the way to travel?
Casey Jones, the theatrical railroader. So I got an achievement that said whippoorwill. I guess I found all 3 stories that involved whippoorwills. There's a new camp up there. Let's go ahead and I guess... let's go ahead and move back down to the coast to grab this story and then head back up to that new camp. Search.
The lightning starts in the next valley over. Then the wind picks up, the long grass hisses, and suddenly it's raining so hard you can barely breathe without a hand over your mouth.
Search for shelter. I am noticing this is the same picture they had with the thunderstorm, but colored yellow instead of purple.
The lightning momentarily illuminates a farmhouse on the opposite hilltop, the only one for miles. Much closer, though, is the silhouette of a dilapidated barn.
I just got one for the Empress. Let's go with the 3 of staves. Make for the barn.
It's mostly dry here. Perhaps that's why every corner of the barn has a soaked, silent traveler crouching in it. 15 or 20 of them, all staring in your direction, all blinking, all curiously dressed in the same brown coat. One silently points you to a spot of your own.
Let's go ahead and rest here.
They scurry back and forth across the floor of the barn all night long, whispering to one another. When you wake, it's late, and every single one of them is gone, along with some of your cash.
The strange men hiding from the rain. Okay then. Let's go ahead and stop at New Orleans, actually, and then we'll head up to the camp, I guess. That way we have a city to spawn back in if we die. The French Quarter is overwhelming. You loiter in the shadows of a building that looks like a layer cake and watch the crowds go by. Let's explore.
Lenny's Antiques has a heady smell. Polish, maybe, or incense. Sunlight doesn't penetrate the blacked-out windows. The place is crammed with furniture and curios. The woman behind the counter beckons you over. I know the look of you. Know what you're here for.
And what's that?
She sets a tray on the counter. On it sits a hodgepodge of stitched leather pouches of various shapes and sizes. Some have neck or wrist straps looped through them. She waves a hand across the display. Good luck charms.
It's the wheel either way. Just to see him. Am I gonna lose money? How much?
I don't want your money. You got something better. She licks her lips and holds out a flat palm.
Still the wheel. I'm curious to see what happens. Offer your hand.
Her knife is fast. She slices a thin line across your palm, then snatches your hand and squeezes. She catches the welling blood in a murky glass vial. Your vision flickers, and as you blink, the place lightens. Sunlight streams through the windows. You are alone. As you reach the door, a man calls after you. Is this yours? His name badge reads Lenny. He's holding up a leather pouch by its strap. You take it and hurry out of the shop.
What the heck? Move on. The women selling Gris-Gris? Is that how you pronounce that? Gris-Gris? Let's try and earn money, I guess. You wander the streets of the city looking for a way to make some cash. Honestly, panhandling might work in New Orleans. Oh. Well. Leave. At this point, I don't know. I could head up there. It seems so far away now, though. Let's go ahead and continue along the coast. Let's collect more stories. I think that house in the distance can get me something. So I'm not gonna hitchhike right now. But actually, this coast seems completely barren. I don't know what just happened. The barn seems abandoned, but soon after you nod off in the musty hay, you've woken by the yowling of cats. The little girl who wandered in with them shrugs. You can stay, she says. Dad isn't working down here today. Okay, so I got some sleep. Since there doesn't seem to be anything around here, let's go ahead and see if we can hitchhike. You gonna stop, sir? Oh, you are gonna stop. Okay, so how far are you gonna take me? So I'm crossing into, is this Texas? I'm trying to make a mental map in my head. I'm forgetting which state is next to Louisiana on the left. I'm pretty sure it's Texas. Or maybe this is Texas that I'm about to head into. Am I... Again, I'm very surprised that there isn't a mechanic where I can just... Oh. So... I don't know for sure, but I think holding down the right trigger again, which is the button to hitchhike in the first place, might have gotten me onto that early. I can't tell though.
He's parked his car by the side of the road, a luxurious black thing waxed so that it mirrors the stars in the sky overhead. The desert dust doesn't seem to stick to it. You find the driver, alone, retrieving something from the trunk.
Is that a telescope? A video camera? Ask him what he's doing.
What's it look like I'm doing? He asks, as though it's obvious. He doesn't sound like the Okies driving on the road west. He has the cold tones of an educated New Englander. The pointed feet of a tripod dig into the coarse sand, hoisting his telescope heavenward.
Let's go ahead and do the sun. You're far from home?
You could say that, he says, idly turning a knurled brass dial on the side of the eyepiece. But wasn't really home to me, you know?
How do you mean?
He searches for the right words, but his answer sounds like it isn't at all what he meant at first. Too much light, he says. It's all the damn electric power. Can hardly see the stars anymore. I had to find a place where the night sky is clear.
Move on. The astronomer in the desert. Am I missing anything? I'm missing money, so I might as well. Two musicians beckon you over. Billy split. Our show's in 5 minutes. You play the upright bass. You don't. It doesn't matter. Keep plucking this string. Look, we'll pay. You fake it for a couple songs, feeling like an idiot, but hey, you got paid. Interesting. Okay. Can I? Are you gonna stop, sir? Nah. What is that? Is that New Santiago? Is that what that says? Well, I'm already close enough to this story. Okay.
The railway was a fast route between two towns, but the oil which promised to make each town rich was never there. The track died fast. The citizens, like the bird, survive on pickings. The vulture gouges at the cow's jawbone. A piece of paper is trapped under the skull.
Read the note.
Your motion disturbs the bird. It takes off with an air of disdain. The buffalo is long dead. There was no meat left. It lands again, not far across the track. The note tears as you pull it free. I can't wait any longer. Ran out of food.
Piece the note together.
Mary, I can't wait any longer. Ran out of food, so had to hunt. I hate it. I said we'd leave for a new life, but not one like this. Guess you've changed your mind. If you still want to marry me, I'm going north. I love you.
So he was waiting for someone that never showed up. San Antonio is what that says. I see it now. Take the path across the track.
The rider did not make it far. Some 200 yards across the track is a body on its back. It stinks. Marks in the dirt indicate someone tried to move it. Its arms are folded over its chest. A once white handkerchief has been used to cover the man's face.
3 of staves or the 9 of swords. I take it if I leave the body alone, the vulture is going to just come up and start eating it. But I think I could use another story in this category.
Someone, unable to carry the body away, has tried to give the man some semblance of dignity in death. Perhaps it was Mary, too late to elope, but not late enough to avoid seeing the remains of her fiancé. Perhaps it was the man's killer.
Move on. The dead man by the abandoned railway. Okay, so we're gonna go here, and then we're to San Antonio, and then we're gonna head down to see what, if anything, is at the tip of Texas by Mexico. It's humid here and absolutely sweltering. Men lounge in the shade and pluck their sweat-soaked shirts off their sticky chests. You wander down a wide, modern street as the cars go roaring by. Explore.
Little remains of the Alamo, just a chapel and some barracks. The inside of the chapel seems off, like a space that is both ruined and restored relic, unsure if it should crumble or sparkle. The rumbling of cars outside is undeterred by the shaky adobe walls.
Move further in.
You come across a well, a squat square made of stone, hidden beneath a large crooked oak tree, and on it sits a dejected man, eyes downcast, face hidden by a broad-brimmed hat and clothes so thickly coated with dust that you can't make out their style or color.
Is this going to be about the Alamo? Greet the man.
He looks up at you, and you get a better look at his face, sun-beaten, several days, unshaven, and body. Though he smells strongly of black powder, a single sharp hole punctures his torso. From there, blood oozes down and smoke wafts up.
Try to help.
No, it's too late for me. He bats your hand away. His is clammy and cold, even in the hot, dry air. It's a long time before he musters the strength to say anything more. Marched out here, following some rich man from New Orleans.
Could get the devil. Let's do more of the world. For what?
He makes a hollow noise, like he's trying to laugh, but has forgotten how. For this. A heavily worn boot scratches a line in the dusty ground. For land. For the dirt of this place. I was promised. But instead of speaking, he just slumps forward, bent like a reed.
The dead soldier at the Alamo. Alright, let's go ahead and head south. See if anything of note is down here.
The strains of ragtime rise from an almost tuned piano. At the bar, an older woman, dark-haired and striking, toys with her cigarette holder. Hope you don't need lodging, the bartender tells you as you sit. The hotel's haunted. At that, the woman chuckles.
Justice? Let's do justice. Ask about the ghost.
The bartender leans in. This was a long time ago. A woman lived on the 5th floor, a real fancy lady. They say she was... He breaks off, glances over at the smoking woman. I shouldn't say it in mixed company. The lady laughs. Oh, go on. Her smile is sharp.
Keep listening.
Well, she had a lot of boyfriends, the bartender hedges. One of them was real jealous. He murdered her in a jealous rage, and her ghost still haunts that room. There's a maid who saw the ghost with her own eyes. The woman catches your eye and smirks.
I wonder if she's the ghost. The woman murdered by her lover. Okay, so that's the Rio Grande. This river is the border between the US and Mexico, so there's nothing else down here. So I feel like at this point I should just try hitchhiking, because no, ride. I don't know what happened there. Is this car gonna stop any chance? No? I don't see anything For miles. I guess we just keep following the coast. Plus there's like I can walk on these mountains. That's kind of funny. It's strange. I almost recognize this song, I feel like. But I don't know where I could have heard it, nor do I know what the song is called. Huh. Is this Don't Cry For Me Argentina or something? Or is this just an original song by the game and I'm having like a weird thing where I think I remember it, but I actually don't? These must be the Rocky Mountains. We'll finish out by collecting this story and the story in El Paso, and then we might save the camp for next episode. We'll see. Search.
They've taken over a booth at the roadside diner, table strewn with papers and forms. He's in shirt sleeves, revolver hanging loosely off his chest. She's in a moss green dress from 2 seasons ago, and a felt hat that's begun to warp.
Listen in.
You slip into the booth next to them. Tell me again where you saw him last? He asks. He was in the car with me. We were just driving down the road.
Keep listening.
So where did you stop the car? He asks. She sounds exasperated. I told you, I never did. They have the same accent, the same drawl from somewhere in North Texas or Oklahoma, but his is subtler, as though he's been trying to shake it for a few years.
Keep your eyes to yourself.
You try not to disturb them, but in truth, they barely know you're there. We were going 40 miles an hour when he vanished. All I saw were those damned lights. In the lingering, baffled silence that follows, you find your cue to leave.
The missing people and the strange lights in the desert. Interesting, okay. El Paso, Texas. There's a dusty haze hanging over this strange tent city. The Rio Grande carves like a barrier between you and Juarez. You can see folks on the opposite bank. I wonder what stories they're collecting over there. I'm not gonna get anything to fix my sleep just now, because if I go to the camp, I think that'll fix it. Explore.
There's a wallet on the ground where the alley joins the street, stuffed with bills. You pick it up and glance around, spotting a man on his hands and knees in the alley. Excuse me, I appear to have lost my glasses,
devil, huh?
He sheepishly admits.
Look for his glasses.
They're on the ground just behind him. You snag them before he crushes them with an errant knee. Thank you. He scans the alley. You, didn't find my wallet too, did you?
Man, I can really choose to be mean, can't I? We'll go ahead and give him the wallet.
His face lights up. Ah, thank you. He turns, then hesitates. You know, I had a ticket to see the new movie at the plaza. I'm not in the mood after this. Please, take it, for your help.
Okay, go to the movies.
Your seat is plush and comfortable. The crowd chats excitably around you. You settle in for the movie.
I wonder if you had stolen the wallet, it would be like, oh, inside you found a ticket to the movie. You go and see the movie, so watch.
The first few scenes play out fairly predictably. It appears to be a romantic comedy about golf. The crowd seems largely disinterested, their prior enthusiasm muted. Abruptly, the scene shifts from the dancing and grand ceremony to a shot of a grubby alley. People start sitting up in their seats.
Watch?
It takes you a second to realize you're looking at yourself. You stoop to pick up the wallet, then see the man.
Oh, wow.
The crowd grows tense as you hand him his glasses.
This is cool.
The audience cheers as you hand over the wallet. Their applause spreads like a bushfire. People start leaping to their feet, turning to look at you. Their approbation continues far longer than is comfortable.
Move on. The morality play at the Plaza Theater in El Paso. Interesting. Okay. We'll go ahead and leave. And I think that's where we'll go ahead and call it today. When we come back, we will go ahead and meet whoever's at this camp, and then we will continue down. Or now, in this case, I guess we're going up now, since we've reached... if I'm being honest, I can't even... Yeah, okay, so this way is north, yeah. So we will be heading up the coast. And, oh, we can actually... I'm actually seeing a crossing there, so we can cross... Oh, that's where... Never mind. Anyway, we're going to, see, we're gonna see what happens as we make our way down to the west coast. So, thank everybody so much for checking out the video, I really do appreciate it. If you want to be notified of when I upload my next part of the file to the archives, go ahead and hit the subscribe button and ring that bell, as well as leave a like or comment if you so desire. Thanks again, and I will see you next time.
Upload successful. Click here to view previous files. Have a pleasant day.